Maine has a problem, and the people in charge are counting on you to stay quiet about it. Taxes, housing, corruption, jobs, healthcare, the issues pile up while the headlines keep spinning. But two voices refuse to look away. The Angry Citizen, the CPS Punisher. Maine Matters is the podcast that doesn't flinch. Real talk, real accountability, no filters. The truth about your state starts here.
Yeah. Maine Matters, hosted by the Angry Citizen and the CPS Punisher. We ain't here to play nice with the corrupt. This is for every Mainer who's had enough. From Berwick to Bangor, Augusta to the coast. The truth is rising, and the rot is getting exposed. In the pine tree state, they got that fresh air facade. But dig a little deeper, it's a house of cards. Prison bosses stealing 2.4 million from the state. Bribes and kickbacks while the inmates wait. Main care fraud, 45 million in autism scams. Improper payments, Republicans raising alarms. EBT clones stealing benefits from the poor, while Augusta politicians keep asking for more. Cheryl Merrill sentence, but how many more free? The swamp and corrections running wild, you see? Then there's DHS, supposed to protect the kids, but Braxton Smith murdered in the system. Hid Chelsea killings, a team with 16 homes in the system. Failed by the state, now 2 more victims. May Supreme Court saying they terminated rights on hearsay. Drug tests never entered, but they took the kids away. DHS mom in the abuse case, oversight a drug page saying clean house, the whole damn place broke. Child welfare failures, every week a new death, while they traffic kids in suits holding their breath. And in Berwick they burned us down and locked the gate. Fire at Raleigh's run, 18 cats displaced. Town says dangerous, but won't let us in to save. Insurance denied, now they want the land we paid. Federal lawsuit filed, wavy Berwick on deck. 14th Amendment violations, they showing no respect. Gravel pit coming 20 trucks a day through town. Residents fighting back while the board plays around. Zoning as a weapon, nuisance complaints for show. Retaliation for the podcast, they tried to take my daughter, yo. Nina Ann lost the CPS revenge for speaking truth, but the Punisher's here, and we got the proof. Maine matters, but the corruption don't. We see through the lies, we won't stay silent no more. Angry citizens spitting CPS Punisher, attacking, exposing the thieves in Augusta and the child snatchers in black. Rise up, man. Grab the Constitution tight, due process, property rights. We taking back the fight from the pines to the sea. The reckoning's here. Maine Matters dropping tropes. Lend us your ear. They deny access, they steal your kids, they fraud the funds, but we got the First Amendment. These words are guns. File the motions, drop the episodes, build the app strong. The CPS Punisher's here to right every wrong. No more dead kids, no more stolen homes, no more bribes in prisons of fraud in the domes. We the people, the angry ones who see time to drain the swamp in the state of Maine. G. This is Maine Matters with the Angry Citizen and the CPS Punisher. Download the app at cpspunisher.com. Follow the fight, share the truth, join the revolution. Because in Maine, the truth still matters. And we coming for the corrupt, one podcast at a time. Yeah. Maine Matters.
There you are. What's up?
Good evening, Dana, my man.
Aaron Punisher. What's going on, bro? We got a lot to talk about. So we're going to get right into it, man.
Do we ever?
Yep. Welcome, audience. This is Maine Matters with me, Dana, the Angry Citizen, and my buddy Darren, the CPS Punisher.
Measure.
And we are talking Maine Matters. Maine Matters, folks. I've been wanting to do this for a while. Darren had said something about it. We were like, let's just do it. Let's talk about some important things that need to be talked about. We got a lot of problems here in Maine. We've had a lot of people leave Maine
Not a
Like a
problem.
lot of people have left. Um, and I can't. I mean, I don't blame people. It's things are rough here. There's a lot of corruption. The stuff that's going on here is insane. But
In
I'm
Maine.
not leaving, and I don't think Darren's leaving. They're trying to drive him out, but I don't think he's leaving. He's a stubborn son of a
You know,
bitch.
we've got some
So
balls and cajones here. You know,
hop
it's
on it. So
terrible.
yeah,
Remember we used to make the jokes, Dana? Do you remember when we used to be like, what do you call, mass holes? Like, remember we used to make jokes about that stuff, like, oh, they're all moving into Maine, and now everyone's leaving this state. It's no longer the
moving out.
vacation land. It's no longer the what was it? It's been vacation land. It's been oh, what was the other one that it was? We just talked about
Oh, the
this the other.
Pine Tree State, I think, was the Pine Tree State.
Yeah, but there was another one like vacation land
Was
at
there
one.
another one?
Oh, the way life should be. There it was. Yes, thank you. My wife
I
saved
thought
me
that
on
was
that
still
one.
our logo. Isn't it still the logo? The way life should be?
You know what? I don't
I don't
know,
know.
man. Do you believe? I
Yeah. Well,
don't think
anyway,
it should
regardless
be.
of that,
I don't think it
yeah.
should
I
be.
mean, you're right. We had a lot of people wanting to move here, wanting to be here, and that's not as
I
much the
mean,
case anymore. We have a lot of problems here, and the problems need to be dealt with because they're really not being dealt with. It's just politics and bullshit going on in our state's capital. So I've been prepping for a while to get pretty loud about it because, in my opinion, everything that's wrong there is a matter of record. Like it's not hidden. None of it's hidden. It's all right out in front of us. Um,
they try.
I think
They try a little bit,
one of the biggest
to
problems
try
we
to.
have is the taxes. You know, the taxes here are obscene, and it's not a business friendly climate. Businesses aren't coming to Maine because they pay exorbitant taxes, and that needs to be addressed. That's this one problem. We have an aging population. We have a lot of physical space in Maine, and that makes a lot of things challenging. A lot of the issues that we face because of just a huge state with a relatively small population, and we are very strongly under liberal control. And folks, I'm not anti-liberal. I don't call myself conservative. Maybe sort of sometimes, I don't know, but I hate political divisions. Political parties are killing us, and they're milking this for everything they can right now. In Augusta, our capital, they're all Democrat, Republican, Democrat. Um, and that is a false dichotomy. That's a dichotomy that's ruining us. We got to stop worrying about whether or not people are Republicans or Democrats, and instead worry about are they doing their damn jobs, right?
Purple, baby.
Are they
Go
doing their
purple.
job?
Do you see at the
Oh,
bottom, Dana,
purple.
what I added to the screen?
No.
You can't see that?
Oh, wait. There's a banner. Okay, got it.
It's 101 days till the polls here in the state of Maine, until
Nice.
and it has our the state of Maine, the election things, and so on. So yeah, that's our countdown to the
Nice.
polls, my man.
Okay.
Graham Plattner.
Good
It's
job,
already
buddy.
off. Look at that. We got to get Graham Plattner off there.
Yeah, get him off of there.
Do you know?
Yeah, I know
Angus King.
of them, but not. I don't know personally. I don't think I personally know any of them. I can't think of any that I know personally.
Really? I thought you had some
Um,
ties to. I thought you had some sort of ties to
I
some
do.
of these big
I have
offices.
friends in the legislature, and I have friends
Yeah.
that are very politically active, and I've been active in a lot of the groups, even though I don't necessarily agree with all of their positions on issues. There's a lot of groups in Maine that I've been active with because I want to find all the patriots,
What
But I'm not a Republican.
what do your friends say that are involved in this stuff? Like, where are they at with this whole where the state is?
My friends are largely conservatives. Um, and again, I'm not anti-liberal. It's just that in certain ways, the general overall democratic/liberal perspective and agenda is just nuts. I'm sorry. I love my liberal friends. I really do. But, we can't be taxing everyone to death and paying for everyone's food and shelter and allowing the people that are in these offices to just spend money like it's free, like it's candy on Halloween.
Mm.
It's insane. And that's what they're doing. I mean, under Janet Mills, our budget is just skyrocketed. And of course, you have to pay for all this stuff somehow. So of course they came along and raised taxes. And worse, the biggest issue for me is not that they did it, but that they act like they're doing something good.
Doing a
It's like
favor for you. They're doing a favor for us.
robbing your house. They're saying, listen, let me
Hmm.
take this off your hands. I'm going to take this cash, these
Hmm.
firearms. You don't
Hmm.
need these. So I'm just going to take them from you. You're
Hmm.
welcome. You're
Yeah.
welcome. You know, the audacity is, oh man, it's just staggering. We got
Did
the
us
whole
a favor.
offshore wind
The public
debacle.
servants did us a favor.
That's what they're saying. Basically, that's what Janet Mills is saying. I'm no fan of Janet Mills. I've been trying to get her arrested, and I'm not giving up on that. She perjured her oath. All of them that perjure their oath can be arrested lawfully. That's what the law says, Darren. Literally says that they can be arrested, and they should be.
I heard a lot of things about that woman.
They support people support these idiots. They're people that love Janet Mills. They think she's awesome. I
How
lose their
on
right
earth?
freaking
How on earth?
mind.
No, sir.
I don't understand. I really believe they're insane. I truly believe they are mentally ill. They're just
Are
blind
they
to
watching what we
people
watch? Do
explain.
they see what we see?
Yeah, well, good question. We'll have to dedicate a whole show to that. I would love to have like a debate. I would love to have them go on and I will talk to you and I'll debate you and I'm going to ask you some questions and show you some actual facts that are irrefutable and then ask you to comment on those facts, things that Janet Mills has done and said, things our legislature has done and said. For example, for our viewers who aren't in Maine, here's just one of the many things that these shady bastards have been doing. So what they will do is it's mildly complicated, but they will conclude a session. They go to their session in Augusta, and keep in mind the so-called Democrats are in charge there. They have the majority, so they do what they want, and they will terminate the legislative session without having finished all of the things that need to be finished deliberately. And then they will call an emergency session because they need to do the things that they didn't do in the regular session. And this should be immediate, you're fired. Okay, as soon as you do that, as soon as you pull that crap, every constituent in Maine in your district should be on that phone going, what the hell are you idiots doing? Are you kidding me right now? You know, this is, it's ludicrous. It's nefarious. That's just the tip of the iceberg. We have illegal Chinese marijuana growing facilities all over our state. Okay, we have in
and a
certain
state
areas
that's
of the state
legal
like
to sell
Lewiston,
weed in now, mind you.
It's insane. I mean, so these things need to be addressed, and you know, we have an election coming up, as we've just discussed, and people just always seem to really put their hopes into we're going to elect people that will now change these things. And for the record, I'm not saying that can't happen. In fact, I'm on record as saying just the opposite. It can happen. See, but we have to vote the right people into office, and we, the people, have to hold them accountable and make them talk about the issues that are important. And Darren, this segues into our discussion before about talking about child protective services and the entire problem of a large, bloated, power-drunk agency that has been literally getting away with kidnapping children
and murder,
and placing them into dangerous situations where they are harmed or even killed. And the very thing they say they're protecting the child from is the thing that they inflict on the child, and they're never held accountable. You show me any cases of CPS workers who have done that, then been held accountable.
The oversight committee has to sue them in the state of Maine to get the records from them. Now, what kind of crap is that? What kind of crap is it that the oversight committee, the legislator these are the people that write the laws, the last I knew, they can't go to DHS and get the documents that they need to see that their funding is being appropriated properly and all of this. So DHS just says no. Oh, okay, no.
Yeah, that's unacceptable.
Now they've entered into a lawsuit with them. Like, come on. Like, what kind of state we're living in, Dana? I'm going to show you what kind of state we're living in. And I think you understand this. This is where we're at. Right? There she is.
You have to serve in the U.S. Senate.
Oh, I ran for office several times. Didn't win, but I did run. And then I'm a songwriter, and then I write my own books. And then I suppose my transparency, I wouldn't lie to the people, and I wouldn't deceive the people like we're being deceived right now. Like, we get lied to, smoke and mirrors, like what's going on with ICE, pretending like these victims did something wrong. Like, that's unacceptable. And I suppose the biggest thing is, like, I'm just an angry citizen now, and if I got elected, I'd be an angry senator, and I think that would probably be their worst nightmare.
Dana, the worst part about this comment right here is now when I write Angry Citizen up and I used to see your beautiful face and the nice cartoon graphics, now I see this nice lady man that is literally running for a Senate seat in our state. And I think that it believes that she can win. And this is the mentality of the people that are running in the state of Maine. This is what we're getting. This is the fine quality candidates that we're getting in this state. And then you wonder why we're so ruined. I mean, we had a Nazi, now we have this. Like what else do we have in the little grab bag of people that are running for this next Senate race with us here in the state of Maine?
We never
What
know,
else
Darren. You remember Elliot Cutler, right? Ran for governor.
Oh yes, yep. Oh boy, I bet I can
and
find
it's been found that he's a pedophile.
Yep, that was just last
supposedly
election,
they
right?
discovered a couple of years ago, I think it was, that he got arrested. But he was found with child pornography supposedly in his possession. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. You're innocent until proven guilty. But
yeah, but you know what? Being a pedophile, you can only do that once. We don't deal with that. Only
I'm just saying, I don't know that he did. Maybe he was framed. I don't know. I'm just saying that is what we know the facts to be, that they are saying that they discovered child pornography on his computer, and he was convicted and sent to jail, I believe. So, and he was running for governor, and he was projected to have a pretty decent chance of winning when he ran. Which, because we don't know these people, right?
Right.
How much do you know about the people in office?
It's easier and easier to dig up their past now because of AI, because of all this stuff. I mean, this is not 20 years ago. You're going to the library, you're picking up, you're doing how many people out there that are watching us right now know the Dewey Decimal System, right? Do they even know what I'm talking about when I mention this?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But to get all that information it was very tough. But now, I mean, I'll tell you what, you better be clean as a lickety schnitz. You know what I mean? I don't even know what a lickety schnitz is, but it just came out of my mouth. But you better be that clean now, because if you're going to run for something, you got to be either very transparent or very clean. Those are your two options, because if you're hiding skeletons, man, people are going to find them.
Which I love. And that's how it should be. Absolutely is how it should be. So, but we also have a little bit of a warped sense of priorities when it comes to these people, Darren, because the people that run get money and they put up fancy campaigns and they have very polished images and they have publicists and they host events and they raise money and they shake hands. They're all just politicians. They're not talking about the real issues. Like you had said when we talked on the phone, child protective services. No one's going to talk about that. No one's going to touch that with a 10-foot pole, say. So
they wouldn't touch it with your pole and me pushing.
We need to make them. We need to bring it up as we the people. And I'm going to be very vocal about this because I'm composing a whole bunch of letters and thinking about a few affidavits, and I'm going to write them and send them, and I'm going to publish them on my website. And I'm going to ask all the people that read them and that follow us, follow me, and follow you, to look at them and read them and decide if you like them. And if you like my letter, I want you to send it. Put a little note on the bottom. This letter was written by Dana the Angry Citizen, and I agree with his position on this issue, or whatever you want to write. Put your name at the bottom. I guarantee you, if they hear from enough of us, they're going to start paying attention, because they have to. And then we have to follow that up with voting. And all of you who don't vote, I'm ashamed of you. And I hate this subject because the people that don't vote are so smug. They're so flippin' smug. They're all just like, oh, you're just supporting the corrupt system and blah, blah, blah. If you live here, then you're part of the system, whether you want to be or not. If you don't want to be part of the system, you need to move out. Go to North Korea or China or any.
Go to New Hampshire.
No. Or California.
Yeah, or Utah.
But my point is, if you don't participate, then it's going to move without you. It is there, whether you want it to be or not. You can pretend it isn't. You can have all these weird philosophical, quotes and things and metaphysical, gibberish about how you're a cosmic child of God or whatever. But it doesn't change the fact that if you live here, the enforcers will be enforcing whatever the laws are on you, whether you want them to or not. And the only guarantee we all have that this will be done in a good way that benefits we the people is if we vote and get the people into these offices that will honor their oaths. and do the job the way we, the people, want them to do it, and not feather their own nests and work for the wealthy powers that be and elites that want their corporate interests represented here and shielded. Those are the people that are currently running things. And that's why we're paying the highest taxes in the entire nation, from what I understand.
What is our tax rate in the state of Maine right now? Is it still, is it 8%?
Talking about in terms of like there's all kinds of taxes. You got your sales tax and your gas tax and your excise tax and your
Tax
there's
for tax.
a bunch of them. They tax you every way you can go, but our rates
It's
here are
very
higher.
taxing to live here,
Dig
isn't
into
it,
that.
Dana?
It very is. That's why people leave. That's why
Yeah.
elderly people don't want to stay here, because they're on Social Security, fixed income, and if you're
And it's
elderly
cold.
and you have a home, you got to pay taxes on your home, right?
Yeah.
And what are you paying taxes for on your home? Like some of the taxes that are house
We barely have an
taxes,
amusement park up here anymore.
they go to like school systems, right? If you're elderly and you don't have kids in school,
Yeah,
why are you
yeah.
paying
Paying
for school kids?
$30,000 a year for the freaking public school system that they don't even
Yeah.
use a
Yeah,
90th of, let alone a 10th
exactly.
of or whatever.
It's
Cracks
ludicrous.
me up.
But
man.
most of all, it's just about the fraud, waste, and corruption. It's like they're just spending money like it's free. Like
Yeah.
there's no.
Well, because Dana, because all they have to do is take some more kids.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good point.
It's that easy.
And that's the
It's
thing.
that it is
That's
that simple. They can sit there and be like, DHS, we need $1 million. Let's go get 10 more kids. Go out there and go get them, boys.
For those who are watching, who are my viewers, and maybe you haven't watched my broadcast that I'm doing with Darren and with Tiff and the Tiff and the Punisher podcast we do on Thursday nights, because I'm streaming this to my own channel. So to my viewers, I want you to understand the importance of this issue, and this is why I'm alive with Darren. And we've talked about this. Thank God, I've never had agents come visit me, harass me, threaten me, or threaten to kidnap my children, any of that stuff. Okay, I can't imagine how traumatizing and horrible and completely just anxiety creating it must be to have that type of pressure on you. It's really quite terrifying, and that these people would claim the authority to what amounts to, and I'm going to use the correct word here, kidnap your child. They'll tell you, your child, we have determined your child is in danger. You are creating that danger to your child, and we are going to take away your child from you using force. And if you attempt to interfere with that in any way, you will be physically assaulted, potentially arrested, and thrown into jail for trying to stop people from taking away your child. Now, the law, the way it is written, and we could argue about whether it's constitutional or not later, but let's just talk about what it says, because this is really important. And Darren's touched on this many times during our streams and during his regular stream with Tiff. The fact that the law requires that child be in imminent danger. Is that correct, Darren?
Yes, sir. Imminent danger. Fire trucks.
Imminent
bombs,
danger. Imminent danger. So if they come to you and they take your child away, and your child was not in imminent danger, that means that was not satisfied. That means that was kidnapping.
Do you know what imminent danger is? Do you know what imminent danger is?
Tell us, Darren, what is imminent danger?
The wrath of God, right? That means that you are, at this moment in time, there's no other choice. You're facing death. It is right here. It's at your doorstep. It's coming right now. There's bombs. There's alligators coming from the
right
waters.
Now in your face.
Right. You need to send the army, the National Guard. Send whatever you've got and save the life of this person, because it is over right now. It's just done.
There you go.
And we don't see that in any of these CPS cases. None of them. None.
They have, and this is a related topic, but if you go to the so-called pediatrician with your newborn child and they offer to inject the poisonous substances made by drug manufacturers into your child, and you decline this, this has been done many times, they will threaten to call Child Protective Services and report you. Okay, think about how Nazi Germany, communist China, that is right there, folks. That should terrify every one of you. And we'll put aside the issue of what's safe and effective. We'll put that aside. Safe and effective. We'll talk about that another time. Okay. The point is, they're saying to you that you saying, no, I don't want this, is putting your child into imminent danger. Show me that danger. Demonstrate it to me. Right? It can't. You can't. There is no imminent danger. Even if you think they work, even if you think they're safe, even if you think the diseases in question are spreading rapidly, always present there, ready to infect your child, you still cannot make the argument for imminent danger. It's ludicrous.
Mm-hmm. Ludicrous.
Yeah, makes me very angry. Because these people, most of these people are good people. The people that are threatened by Child Protective Services, they may be flawed like you and me. And ask yourself, how many people out there have children and are, for example, alcoholics, right? But we don't know. We don't see behind the scenes. We don't know what's going on, right? But we see that person and they're maybe a little well-to-do, affluent, seem very nice, amicable people. We conclude, oh, they must be good people. And then you have a person who's maybe been in trouble with the law. And ask yourselves, all of the viewers out there, ask yourselves, how many times did you personally avoid being arrested when you could have been lawfully arrested, when you committed a crime, but you didn't get caught, right? So
Right.
you could have a criminal record if the thing you had been doing when you hoped the cops wouldn't show up, if the
Right.
cops did happen to show up, you would have been arrested and now you would be a so-called criminal.
Mm-hmm.
And then if Child Protective Services gets called on you, I go, oh, well, they're a criminal. It
Mm-hmm.
must be deserved. You must deserve to have that happen to you. We cannot adopt that paradigm, America. We cannot say it's okay because I think they're not a very nice person. I think they're maybe a bad person. I actually met Darren one time and I did not like that guy. He was so obnoxious. What a dick.
Huh.
So, Child Protective Services knocking on his door. I'm like, serves him right.
You
Serves
give
him
him.
right.
Mm-hmm. Bastards.
No, never will I do that. Even if that happened, even if I met Darren
Not
and
even
I
in my worst
instantly
enemy.
disliked him, I would still say the law must be followed. That's what I'm asking. The law must be followed. The law is there for a reason, and your rights are mine, and
Mm-hmm.
mine are yours.
Leave our kids alone. Dana, I don't know if you see this here in the corner here, what I just put up here. But I just whipped this up. This is for you, buddy. Let me see if I can let me get this out of the way here. I'm having so much fun with this.
Well, that's good.
Can you see this?
Sort of, kind of affidavit. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the Dana affidavit, the Angry Citizen affidavit. So that's up here on this
Nice.
web thing.
Nice.
You guys can click it. It's printable. It's clickable. You can take it. You can add your information to it. It's a sworn statement. So it's the Angry Citizen affidavit. I'm going to work on it a little bit more.
Nice.
But Dana swears it's the sword of God. It's everything that you need.
It is super
yeah,
powerful.
So,
That's why when I tell people, and I'm glad you brought this up, Darren, because this is something that we need to go over because of the fact that a lot of people that are watching aren't really aware of how to handle these types of encounters, how to handle encounters with authority, right? When the police show up or the Child Protective Services caseworker shows up or whoever shows up and knocks on your door and starts saying vaguely threatening things to you. I am so-and-so from the such and such, and I'm investigating the claims of blah, 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 and this and that. And you need to document all that very carefully. Videotape it, document it, everything that happens. Okay. Never let them in. Never give them an inch. Don't let yourself be threatened. Okay. Because the air is that if you don't cooperate, it will go badly for you. So you better cooperate. That's threat, it's coercion, it's disgusting. So you don't have to cooperate. And not cooperating is likely to get you a better result than cooperating, because then you are willingly letting them into your lives. You need to reject that categorically. Immediately, as soon as this encounter happens, document everything and then write a letter. If the police show up, write a letter to the chief of police, and most importantly, write a letter to your sheriff. Your sheriff is the supreme law enforcement authority in their county. Supreme law enforcement authority. This is the truth, and this is something they don't want you to know because this grounds law enforcement authority in we the people, which is what's supposed to happen. We elect our sheriffs. The sheriff rules that county as the elected law enforcement official, and they are there to protect us and to protect our rights. And we have to make sure that that gets done. A lot of times when I touch on this subject, people say, well, there's a lot of corrupt sheriffs out there. I'm aware of that. I get that. That doesn't mean don't pursue it. It doesn't mean that won't work. Never mind. Give it up. The more we use it, the more it will work for all of us. So you Let the sheriff know this has happened. Be specific about the details of it. And if at some point something happens that's really important, okay, you write that affidavit. An affidavit is a sworn statement of fact made under penalty of perjury. It is very powerful because it lets the people that you're dealing with know that you are serious and that you know what you're doing. It also stands in court as fact if it's unrebutted. So if I drive over to Darren's house and I run over his cat, oops, sorry, bro, ran over your cat,
Oh,
really sorry.
come on, man. Haven't
And
I
I
been through
say,
enough?
I'll pay for your vet bills, right? All right, cool. So Darren doesn't hear from me for a couple of weeks. Calls me, Dana, what's up, man? I'm out a grand for my cat for the vet bills. Wife's really upset. You said you'd make good on it. Oh yeah, bro, I'll get back to you, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Couple more weeks go by. Darren's thinking, I think Dana's gonna try to skip out on this. I don't think he's gonna give me the vet bills. So he writes an affidavit and he sends me the affidavit and he gives me a certain amount of time, whatever, 14 days to rebut his claims in the affidavit. He says, this happened. You came over, you ran over my cat. You told me you'd pay the vet bills. I haven't gotten a dime from you. And in 14 days, I don't rebut the affidavit. I don't respond. I don't say anything. Darren brings me to court, sues me for $1,000. And I
Mhm.
stand up in front of the judge and I go, well, I never told him I'd pay those vet bills. Or I say, I didn't run over his cat, right? Well, normally the judge is going to listen to my testimony and he's going to take that into consideration in his eventual decision. But at the point where I deny something that's in an affidavit that's unrebutted, that ship already sailed. He says it doesn't matter. Your claim is a false claim because this affidavit says you did go, you did run over the cat, and you did tell him you were going to pay for his vet bills. Those things are already settled. And if you have something else to say, I will listen to whatever else you have to say, but I won't hear you tell me you didn't go or you didn't run over the cat or that you didn't tell Darren that you would pay the vet bills because you
Yeah,
did.
no, no.
Affidavit stands as fact in the court of law. Super, super powerful. So research that, folks. Learn about it. And we've got to use that more. We've got to use
Yeah.
all the
Well, that's why we
processes
have this clickable
more.
now here. I just shrunk it down, so there's a little button here now. So now if
Nice.
you need the affidavit, you can click on this baby somehow, and it will open up to the angry citizen affidavit. So that's what we have now. I'll figure out how we do this.
Nice.
Oh, there we go. Oh, there it is, right there. Sweet. All right, so yeah, just do that. Well, we got that right now. Boom. That's a
So
feature. Hey, Tiff's in this. Tiff's here. Erica's here.
yeah, I saw Erica's comment. I want to comment on that. She said the thing is they never came to my house at first and kidnapped my daughter from the daycare. And unfortunately, and this happens a lot. I think a lot of people would be surprised that this sort of thing happens because it sounds like it's just too evil, like too so wrong and so corrupt and so evil it couldn't possibly exist. And folks, I'm here to tell you it does exist. And I knew this before I met Darren, but meeting Darren brought the whole
Yeah.
thing up 100-fold because I've now met all kinds of people like Darren and like Erica and all the viewers of the Tiff and the Punisher podcast that have been involved with neck deep in child protective services and legal fees and court battles and constant lies and miscommunication and false promises. It is disgusting. It is a
And it's all the same
giant
story, isn't it?
bloated.
Everybody's talking. Everybody has this. I'm not saying that we all have the same story because all of our kids are different. All of our kids are individually loved, and
The
like
same
it's
MO.
the same thing. It's the same,
It's the same MO.
right.
It's their modus operandi. It's how they operate, what they do, how they
Mhm.
operate. They use threat, coercion, intimidation. They're evil, despicable, and we want to believe they're good people, but largely they're not. I'm sorry, it's true. So and
Mm.
something's got to be done about it. You guys need to all come together in one group. Is the thing I see. Just like we've talked about this, so much dissent in the ranks. We're all supposedly on the same page, but we all spend all this time. I know because all the patriot groups in Maine that I try to work with always want to fight and argue. They always want to fight and argue
Mm.
about stupid, meaningless crap. It's insane.
I think people are at their wits' end too, though, Dana. I think that they just
I
had
hope
enough,
so.
and like I think that they're all just coming into their. Everybody's just wow, what a different day it is here. I think people are just coming into the fact that they've just had enough, man. They're frustrated. They don't want to deal with it anymore. They
And I'm
can't
counting on
handle
that.
any more disappointment. They can't handle any more letdown. They can't handle any more being told what to do. The police state that we live in is just ridiculous. Especially here in the state of Maine. I mean, I can vouch for many, many, many police overings, I guess you will say, I mean, hell, my house got burned down, so people are just fed up, man. Like they just have had enough. So I don't think they necessarily want to fight with you, but I think everybody's sick of waiting for the mustard. And I think that they're just like, you know what? I don't have time for this. I just want to do what I want to do, even though that's not the way that you get things done. But I think that's more what people are getting at. Like, no, I don't want to
Maybe.
listen to another day of talk, I
I
think
don't know.
that more than being mad at you or mad at you as a group. I don't know. I could be wrong. I usually am. So,
I do not know. I just know that if we all got on the same page, we would see some progress. If everyone stopped, arguing among themselves about all the, miscellaneous details and
right.
stuff, and just agree on the general
What
premise,
color is Jaren's
we want
eye?
this to stop. You know,
Yeah.
just let's all speak with one voice. That's what I'm saying. That's what I've been saying for years. So hopefully we'll see it happen.
Maybe this will be it. Hello, Dana. What would the one voice sound like, Dana?
I don't know. Some giant, ominous God voice speaking from the heavens. And
Like in a world.
guilty people go to
Yeah.
jail.
In Maine, where people get taken away often. Like that. In a world. Do I sound like him? Do I sound like that guy?
Not bad.
That was a real guy, He's like, in a world. How was that?
That's good. Yeah, you're the man.
They actually made a movie on In a World. That whole saying. You know that?
I did not know that. Don't even know what you're talking about.
All right, every movie that you go to in the theater, and it's always like, in a world where two men make a podcast about the state of Maine. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, that guy. They made a movie about him, his voice, and like what it did to the trailer industry in the movies and films. And then there was, I don't know if he died or he retired or whatever, but then there was a big void to fill to be the trailer voice person for like the upcoming films. And it was this big thing to be I think the movie's called In a World. And it talks about like how crazy it was to fill that void, and like how people were like, that was like the creme de la creme of the jobs, like being the trailer voice guy, to be the In a World guy. So
I bet he made good money.
yeah, I mean, how many movies do
So
you
Erica said her other two were kidnapped from the hospital.
Yeah.
So she's had 3 kids kidnapped that
Yeah,
weren't even.
and her stories are stupid too, man. Like the stuff that they were
crazy.
blaming on her, that they've accused her of, and like she's gotten, unfortunately, she's gotten the tag of being an addict, I guess, and never even has done this crap. So they just pin that on her like it's something.
Of
And
course.
it's so disgusting. She passes all of her drug tests. She does all these things, but somehow they still are playing that game with her. I have no, like one time they went to I don't know if she doesn't mind that I share this, but because she shared it on the air before, but I believe Erica, they said that they were in the hospital lobby waiting room, and they were doing lines off the side of a chair. Now, first of all, please, you are in a hospital waiting room. There's much better places to use than the arm of a chair.
I was
First
going
of
to
all,
say,
right?
these people know any drug users, or
right.
they just like
Can you please at
have
least
someone
be
off the
accurate with
street?
your accusations, please. If you're going
I
to
mean, come
accuse me of
on,
something,
who does that?
yeah, don't get me laughed at. Right, her or her boyfriend, but both of them were accused, and they got so far as to thrown out of the hospital, right? And then her boyfriend ended up losing his primary care physician. And it was all this crap, dude, this made up stuff. And they went and took a drug test immediately after and clean his whistle. But does CPS care? No, they don't care. They don't care one bit, man.
Yeah, we have to make them care. I mean, that's the process.
No, what we need to do, Dana, is we need to abolish the CPS world. That's what needs to happen. That whole damn thing needs to burn down. It needs to come crumbling down, because there's so much corruption in this thing. There's so much money that funnels through it. Maine is the snake's head of this thing. I've said this for years, because Maine's got their hands deep, deep, deep in pockets and funeral homes. And, You know, I'm not even going to list the names of the people right now up here in this great state of Maine that are funding this project, but one of them has a series of funeral homes all the way down to the research triangle there in North Carolina, where there's medical schools, and she runs right up here, and she may or may not even be a cloak-wearing member of some sort of a organization that carries a hammer to work with them. In a place where people with guns protect them, and they're supposed to be our protectors instead. But I'm just saying that, you know, this is just, there's too many people that are involved that their pockets are being filled by children being removed from their homes. You have doctors, you have lawyers, you have, you have therapists, you have
Caseworkers.
assistants, you have,
Yep.
rental car places, apartment rental, all of these things people don't even think of that are into the financing. Like think about the real estate that DHHS owns that they rent, for their offices and all of this. Like the money just trickles and trickles and trickles. No one thinks of it that way. It's not just this box, it's boom, 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 boom. And its hands are in everything, man. DHHS's hands, CPS's hands are in everywhere. They're in the church, they're in the supermarket. Everybody's a freaking mandated reporter, man. Everybody is, like I don't even trust anybody around. Are you a mandated reporter? I don't even know if I can trust you anymore, Dana. Like God, you don't even know who you're.
No, I'm pretty sure I would know that. So no, I don't think I'm a mandated reporter.
Right. See, I told you, Erica, that was a true story, man, about what I said about Erica, and it's just it's. But the state of Maine. Do you know how much the state of Maine has taken in this year from stealing children, kidnapping?
Are you asking me legitimately? No, of course I don't
Yeah.
know that. Are you going to tell us?
Well, once I get it, yeah. Let's see what the state,
got me all excited.
Let's see what the state of Maine brings in from Title IV funding. From Title IV funding. And this is just a broad, Let's see. In the state of Maine, Title IV Part A funding, student support and academic, brings in an annual allocation of approximately 6 points. Come on, Dana, ready for this?
Go ahead.
6 point, how much? 6 million administered through the Maine Department of Education.
Not surprised.
6.66. If that doesn't tell you that I'm absolutely right about the snake's head, the mark of the beast is right there in front of us in just their financing of that. I mean, come on, man. There it is. But that's so I don't understand how Title IV Part A works. That's for the education, like funding for colleges and stuff. We're talking about Title IV, B, C, and so on. So let's see here. Let's see.
And of course, we all need to remember the most important thing is this is taxpayer money. People talk about money in this weird way, like it's just floating around or growing on trees.
Right.
And it's never, there's no federal money, there's no state money, there's no funding. It's taxpayer money. It comes out of our paychecks. And we let them get away with this crap. It is profoundly disturbing to me.
All right, let's see. Here we go. So Title IV-E of the Social Security Act, Dana, is an open-ended federal reimbursement grant. Okay, covers foster care, adoption assistance, guardianship, prevention services. Prevention services. Did you hear that? Prevention services. Matching state spending based on specific rates rather than a single fixed annual block grant. It's nice of them. Nationally, agencies pull in billions, with individual state totals varying based on eligible local claims and matching percentages. Let's take a look, Dana. Now it's just keeping. Can we take a look at this, please? Thank you. Being KC Family Programs, another dirty entity involved in all of this. Let's go to the Maine state fact sheet, Dana. Okay. Children that were involved across the state of Maine this year, 16,288. Children that received services, 1,554. Children entered foster care, 1,232. I believe it's a big lie. Amount of federal money that's spent on foster care services, $31,933,452.
Crazy.
Yeah, 644 children receive federal foster care dollars in the state of Maine. Look at this. It says these are in 2020 do not reflect state spending on prevention using funds from Family First Act. So all kinds of
More
money.
taxpayer money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Funds. They're just funds. Yeah. No, our money.
They say that Maine has a 52% reunification.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they say. But it's funny, dude. You know how many families in the state of Maine I've met that have been reunified?
How many, Darren? Zero?
You're saying I have not met one person because
Wow.
that's like 52%. That means if we're in a room of 10, Dana, and 52% of the sampling.
Right.
So if I was in a room with 10 people, how many would be in the 52% range?
5 and 2/10.
Yeah. I've been in a room plenty of times with 10 people that have been involved with DHS, and not damn one of them has been reunified from the state of Maine.
It's sad.
Yeah. So I hope that this year we have these Congress people and the state senators get their heads out of their asses and start taking a big bite out of CPS and working towards abolishment for the state of Maine.
Amen. Well, we have to make them. I mean, that's what I keep telling people. It's nothing's going to change if we don't make it change. We can't just elect someone and send that. They're going to just jump in there, get it done. We have to monitor them. We have to talk to them. You have to call them. You have to text them. You have to write them letters. Be respectful. Be succinct, but tell them your opinions, your thoughts, and what we the people demand. That's how we get it done.
Yeah. What do we demand? How do we demand it? With an affidavit, right?
Well, we don't need affidavits yet. The public awareness will potentially do it for us. Okay. If they know, because they do respond to that. See, they have to get elected. That's why they're so careful about what they say, because they know if they say the wrong thing, they will lose votes. See?
Right.
So we have to let them know that we are watching them and that we are demanding answers to these things. It's a symbiotic relationship that we need to have with them that we don't. We leave them abandoned, and they have to do one of two things. They give in to the fraud, waste, and corruption, right? Or they stand up against it and they get persecuted. You see?
Yeah. There's a lot of
people that are in there, that's what happens to them. That's what happens to anyone that gets into there in the state level or the national level. Immediately gets attacked by the ruling party, the group that's in charge. They make their lives difficult and they oppose them in every way. And that's why it's so difficult to get someone in there who isn't part of the establishment. But that's exactly who we need.
Right. Dana,
and we can do it.
Thing. Do you mind? I'm going to bring this up real quick. Our app that we came up with
for
the reunification.
Yeah, please do.
Erica, and I'm glad you're here because I don't know if you saw this last night, but all of us get together at a meeting last week or 2 weeks ago. I don't remember when it was, Dana, 2 weeks ago or last week. And we said, you know what? We need to come up with a map or some sort of a system so we can help. It was after talking with you, Erica, and getting with you and trying to find you with your brother and everything. Well, we created this app that now it's we call it the family. I don't even remember what the hell we called it. I call it Reunification Central.
Family reunification.
Yeah, family reunification platform, I guess. Yeah, sure. Good. Makes it good.
Sure.
But it's right here. Find your loved ones. That's what we'll call it. Find your loved ones, Dana. And this thing's pretty cool. I cannot believe Dana, I'm hurt about. I really thought that I'd see more than what I've seen already, but I guess it can't be. Because I'm giving it away as it is. But you go here, if you've lost your loved ones from CPS and you've been split up from there, and you're seeking someone, you come in here, you sign up. The first 1,000 people that sign up from this is free forever. And even after that, it's not much. It'll be $20 for a lifetime. You can always use the app. I'm just doing that so it pays for the app over time, But you go in there, you make a profile, you set a profile down, and you can search the profiles. There's an app here. Once you go in and you can look around. So if you're a parent seeking whatever. It's yellow, green for a family member, blue for a young child. You click on that, and then you see who the profile is, and you look, and you can hopefully get reunified with your family. Really simple to use, very simple. You know, your profile, you can have a video message, your picture, message your kid. There's a photo gallery. Like I said, fill out the video message, contact info, everything you need so that your family members can find and search you out. Pretty cool little thing that we all came up with, and I think everybody should use it.
Yeah, I think Darren's being a little modest here. When he says we, I want it known I had nothing to do with this. Not that I wouldn't like to take credit, okay, but this was like Darren sat there and said all this stuff and then did it. So my involvement was listening, like I just did to Darren talk about it. And I think at some point I did say, "That's a great idea, bro. I love it. You should do that." So yeah, I'll take half the credit. Sure.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Anyway,
so that's it.
but
It's
so
done.
to the listeners, you should, if this is something that's valuable to you, please do, download it, but tell other people, spread the word, share the links to this podcast. If there are people that have been affected by child protective services, especially here in Maine, share the link. You guys got to all get on the same page, all get together, one giant group of you, share all of your experiences, share your knowledge and information, your resources. Avoid the shysters that want to charge you money. There's a few really scummy people out there that are trying to basically take advantage of those of you who have been affected by CPS, and some of them want a lot of money, and they're really scummy people. So avoid that, and you're a community, and you need to all get together, share the resources, knowledge, information, and this tool is invaluable because even if you were separated from your family long ago, it's never too late. If you're still alive and they're still alive and you want to reach out, if you were adopted and they told you that you were adopted because your parents were drug pushing child abusers, don't believe it. I'm not saying it's not true. I wasn't there. What I'm saying is don't simply hear it and go, it must be true. Your parents might actually be looking for you and have been looking for you and want to reunite with you. And it's never too late. Trust me, as a father, I'm telling you, it's never too late. Just keep up the hope, keep up the program, and this application is a perfect tool for that. So spread that knowledge.
Yes. Reunificationcentral.com is where you can find that. I'm making a little thing for it right here, Dana, too. And then
Nice.
Yeah, like a little QR code, little holder, so that's cool. Yeah. So and then obviously as always, we have the CPS Punisher app. If you need legal education for CPS cases, check it out. www.thecpspunisher.com. I think we should start getting some angry citizen education something going with the angry citizen, because I think people
on my list. Yeah,
it's on
my list. Yep.
Is it on the good whiteboard or the bad whiteboard?
Lawful jujitsu. I'm going to tell you how it begins, folks. This is the most important thing that everyone in America needs to understand. The most important word in all of this legal, lawful, law, agent, all the jargon, the Title IV, title this, title that, blah 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 blah. Put all that aside, okay? The most important word you can know and use is authority. At the very foundation of this nation, we the people created this nation, a republic, and it is a government by the people, for the people, putting aside the fraud, waste, and corruption. Okay, that's the way it's set up. It's not working that way because we've allowed it not to work that way, not because the system itself is flawed, much like the exercise bike that you bought that you put in the cellar and have never used. See, it's not the exercise bike's fault. It's your fault, and it's our fault that all these problems exist. So we, the people, created this government, and we delegated limited authority to them. If we did not delegate authority to them to do something, they don't have it. So you need to always demand when someone comes against you, asks you questions, threatens you, tells you that you're under suspicion of this and that, blah, 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 is by what authority? By what authority do you demand to know and ask me questions? And you need to be able to clearly articulate this. I am a constitutional American, and the Constitution is the supreme law of the land, and all laws that are repugnant to it are null and void.
Yeah.
And those two things are the foundation, because everything else stems from that. Because half the time, 80% of the time or more, they don't have the authority. A lot of things that are currently done right now in this nation routinely by police, they don't have the authority to do. They just assume the authority. And I'm not bashing police. I don't hate law enforcement. I am actually a big supporter of law enforcement so long as they are lawful and not criminals. But we need to make sure that they are held within the framework which was intended when our nation was founded, which is they have to behave lawfully and they have to follow the law when they're exercising their duties. If they are interacting with you in some way, if you are suspected of a crime or something like that, they have to stay within the law and they only have a certain amount of authority. And we need to always challenge that authority, always challenge it, because if they have it, they'll be able to prove it. And if they don't, then you'll be basically revealing that right up front. They'll be forced to be confronted with the reality that they don't have the authority to take your child away or force their way into your home or kidnap your baby at the hospital.
Yeah, that's the truth there, my friend. That is the truth. Look at that, Dana. It's beautiful, man.
It's a thing of beauty.
Yes, sir. Let me see. I wanted to I know last week I've been looking for oh my gosh, what was it? What's it called when there's a bunch of clips together into something?
I don't know, montage.
Montage. Yeah, I was looking for a Janet Mills mockery type montage.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that would be great.
Shalom,
She has
Georgian.
said some ridiculous things. She said some of those
Yeah,
ridiculous things I've ever heard any politician say, and that's a feat.
Mills says ridiculous things montage. It's got to be one. Know what you think?
I don't know, what's it say?
I'm not fine. Hear me. We're making our voices heard. Governor Mills says Trump's threatening words are terrifying. Governor Mills gets new Janet Mills campaign slams Graham Plattner. Dang it, man. I'm not seeing any sort of thank you, Governor Mills, for the comedic. She looks so shocked that she was saying something nice than Balo. I don't see anything with
Yeah, give us something to work on for next time.
oh, my mind's already you know that we're gonna have an original now. Oh wait.
Janet Mills foot in mouth montage.
Oh, you got one?
No, I'm saying that would be the good name for it.
Okay, sorry. I thought you
No. Like I said, we can work on that. It'll give us something to do before the next stream. So
well, I mean, has anybody ever seen this? Well, let's play this before we leave. Just so people understand like the magnitude of this woman that says that she's gonna help this fine state of Maine. I don't know if anybody remembers this or not, but let's just go back to this data and check this out.
Come in legally. 2 weeks ago, I saw. We need people in the country, but they have to come in legally. 2 weeks ago, I signed an executive order banning men from playing in women's sports. Many Democrats are fighting me on that. I hope you continue because you'll never win another race. And it's just crazy. If you look at what happened with the boxing, if you look at what happened with the weightlifting numbers, where a record that hadn't been broken for 19 years got shattered. But, you know, they put up an eighth of an ounce here, an eighth of an ounce there, and it's 218 pounds or whatever, a lot. And hadn't been broken in 19 years. And then guy walks up who transitioned. He transitioned. And he knocked out that record by about 100 pounds. That will be a record not going to be broken again in a long. So we put a ban on it, and to protect women. I mean, the women. If you watch the Olympics, you had two transitioned people that were fighting in the women's boxing. They have women's boxing category. And if you saw that, it was brutal. What happened to the The Italian woman was a really good boxer. After one punch, she said, no, no, no more, no more. I've never been hit. It was a left. It was not even it was just a left jab. She got hit so hard, she said, I can't do it. They forced her to go out. No, go out again. You'll do it. Goes out again, gets hit again. No, no, that's it. She didn't want to die. And it's crazy, but the NCAA has complied immediately, by the way. That's good. But I understand Maine. Is Maine here, the governor of Maine? Are you not going to comply with it?
I'm complying with the state and federal laws.
Well, we are the federal law. Well, you better do it. You better do it because you're not going to get any federal funding at all if you don't. And by the way, your population, even though it's somewhat liberal, although I did very well there, your population doesn't want men playing in women's sports. So you better comply because otherwise you're not getting any federal funding. Every state, good. I'll see you in court. I look forward to that. That should be a real easy one. And enjoy your life after governor because I don't think you'll be in elected politics. Every state has a responsibility to comply with Title IX. They have an obligation, a legal obligation, and we'll be enforcing aggressively. And
I think that was the end of it. But come on, man, for real.
Yeah, I got a call from a mutual friend of ours after that with kind of celebrating what he deemed as how Donald Trump destroyed our governor. But
oh my God.
It's difficult for me in this, Darren. I'll tell you why. I think the entire nation has lost its mind in terms of these executive orders. Executive orders don't have authority. The entire concept that anyone in office has the authority to just write an order like a king or a queen is ludicrous.
But
whether I agree with it or not is irrelevant. But the president does not have the authority to demand that we do any particular thing here in our state of Maine. And you'd be happy with that if it was something you didn't like if it's Obama doing it or Biden doing it, So,
but here's the thing, Dana. Executive orders don't matter to us anyway. We don't enforce executive orders. We don't even get anywhere near the executive order. The executive order is only followed by the cabinet of the president and in that area. So like the people, the executive order cannot be enforced by we the people. So it doesn't even matter to us.
My problem is our universal sort of mindset that we have apparently decided that we have to follow them, and people have grown very, very just pussified about the entire thing with, oh, well, it's an executive order, got to do it. No,
right.
You don't. Janet Mills does not have the authority to order you to shut down your business or stay in your home. It really pisses me off that we have this psychology now where people have decided that, yes, you have to strap a piece of cloth across your face because Janet Mills ordered it,
You better wear that on your mouth and breathe in your own carbon monoxide that you create.
Oh, it's so nasty.
Yeah.
It is so nasty. Anyway.
Yeah.
So it's probably a good place to leave off until next time.
Yeah.
And we'll work on a few things for our next live stream. So definitely want to thank all the viewers. Appreciate you, Darren's viewers, my viewers, our mutual viewers. Those of you out here, if you're not familiar with Darren, you check out the Tiff and the Punisher podcast. They do that every night, 8-ish o'clock. And you can watch that. And I'm on as often as I can be every Thursday night. So check it out. If you've had any involvement with Child Protective Services in your life, please check it out and please pay attention and be part of the community and let's stomp this stuff out. Let's get this eradicated. There should be no more children kidnapped from loving homes.
Right. And then you have your regular podcasts on as well, don't you? Are you back into the regular?
I've been doing them sporadically. I haven't for a while because I have various things, but no, I'll probably be doing more soon. I'll keep you in the loop on that.
Okay. Well, make sure that you guys pay attention to when Dana is going to be out there. Angry Citizen is his YouTube channel, and you're also on where?
I'm on X and I'm on YouTube and I'm on Facebook as the Angry Citizen.
Right. Here's the Reunification Central QR code, guys. And then we also now have the Sword of God. Perfect. We got a lot of things coming. We got a lot of stuff. We got a lot of stuff coming, Dana.
A lot of irons in the fire.
Yeah, and we're gonna make some changes, and we're gonna make some things happen. Good changes. You got a lot of things coming, guys.
Yep.
So, have a good night, everybody.
Good night, y'all. See you next time.
Dana, I love you, man.
Love you, brother. Keep up the faith.
I've never been a perfect person. I put the cart before the horse. A list of reasons, long as sermons, why I never needed God. Then I heard his voice so sweet, it put me on my knees. I'm holding on to hope for dear life. With God driving, and I'm finally free at last. God driving, God driving, God driving.
Maine has a problem, and the people in charge are counting on you to stay quiet about it. Taxes, housing, corruption, jobs, healthcare, the issues pile up while the headlines keep spinning. But two voices refuse to look away. The Angry Citizen, the CPS Punisher. Maine Matters is the podcast that doesn't flinch. Real talk, real accountability, no filters. The truth about your state starts here.